backed to the search for Gillian Gold. While Gillian's disappearance and the mysteries of the Blackwood Observatory have taken centre stage, we haven't truly explored the town itself. Carston is more than just a backdrop to these strange events. It's a place with its own unique history, its own secrets, and its own unsettling atmosphere. On the surface, Carston seems like a typical rural town. Picturesque streets lined with charming houses, a weekly market, friendly locals going about their daily lives. But beneath this idyllic facade lies a sense of unease, a lingering feeling that something isn't quite right. We spoke with several long-time residents, and their stories reveal a town steeped in folklore and superstition. Tales of a strange creature lurking in the surrounding woods, whispers of ancient curses, and accounts of unexplained phenomena being passed down through generations.
My grandmother used to tell me stories about the Whispering Woods. She said that if you went too deep, you could hear voices that weren't human. And sometimes they'd follow you home.
The Whispering Woods, a dense woodland bordering Carston, is a reoccurring theme in local folklore. Many residents speak of unsettling experience within its depths, a sense of being watched and of unseen presences. We ventured into the Whispering Woods ourselves, and we have to admit, there is an undeniable atmosphere of unease. The sunlight struggles to penetrate the dense canopy, creating an oppressive gloom. The silence is punctuated by strange sounds, the rustling of unseen creatures, the creaking of branches, a low, humming sound that seems to emanate from the earth itself. But it's what lies beyond the woods that truly captures the imagination. Across a wind-swept moor to the northeast of Carston, shrouded in mist and legend, stands a circle of ancient standing stones. The stone circle, known locally as the Old Stones, predates even the oldest tales of Carston. Its origins are lost to time, its purpose a mystery. Some say it was a place of worship for a long-vanished civilization. Others whisper of darker rituals, of sacrifices, made under the watchful eyes of the stars. Local legends claim that the stones are a gateway, a thin place where the veil between worlds is fragile. Some say that on certain nights, particularly during the celestial events like eclipses or solstices, the stones hum with an unseen energy, and strange lights dance across the moor.
The Old Stones. Best not to go there after dark, especially not when the moon is full. They say the old gods still walk there and they don't take kindly to strangers.
But the Old Stones aren't the only source of strange lights around Carston. In recent years there's been a surge in sightings of unexplained aerial phenomena. These lights, often described as orbs or spheres, appear silently in the night sky, moving in erratic patterns before vanishing without a trace.
I saw them last month right outside my window. 3 lights, glowing orange and red, just hovering there. They were silent, no sound at all. And then they just shot off into the sky. It was incredible and terrifying.
These modern sightings echo the ancient legends, suggesting that the phenomena surrounding Carston are not just relics of the past, but something ongoing, something that continues to defy explanation. It's these very lights that drew Gillian Gold to Carston and ultimately led to her disappearance. The Carston lights, as they've become known, are a constant reminder that this town holds secrets that could be more profound and dangerous than anyone could have imagined. Carston is a town where the lines between reality and folklore blur, where the past and the present seem to intertwine. and where the ordinary and the extraordinary coexist in a unsettling harmony.
We've had our share of missing persons cases over the years. Hikers who wander off the trails. Folks who just vanish. Most of the time, we never find them. It's like they just disappear into thin air.
These disappearances add another layer of mystery to Carston. Are they simply unfortunate accidents, or is there something more sinister at play? Could the Carston Circle be involved, or are the lights themselves somehow responsible? Carston is a town that holds its secrets close, a town where the past refuses to stay buried, and where the truth, whatever it may be, is shrouded in shadow. The Search for Gillian Gold was written and presented by Stuart Wheeldon. The theme music is UFO Experimental by Bruno Magic. Welcome to a special bonus episode of The Search for Gillian Gold. While our main investigation has focused on Gillian's disappearance and the secrets of Carston, the reoccurring theme of the Carston lights has left us with many unanswered questions. Are these lights simply a local phenomenon, or could they be something more? To help us explore these questions, we've invited a leading UFO expert, Dr. Mark Davis, to join us today. Dr. Davis, thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here. The Carston Lights case is a fascinating one, and I'm eager to share my insights.
Dr. Davis, for our listeners who may not be familiar with your work, could you tell us a little bit more about your background and your expertise in the field of UFO studies?
Certainly. I've been researching UFOs and unexplained aerial phenomena for over 20 years. My background is in astrophysics, but my interest in the unknown led me to this field. I've investigated numerous cases around the world, analyzing witness testimony, radar data, and photographic evidence.
So, to give our listeners a broader understanding of your work, would you elaborate on a few cases you've investigated that bear similarities to the Carston Lights?
Certainly. While each UAP case is unique, there are recurring patterns and characteristics. One case that comes to mind is the Phoenix Lights incident in 1997. Thousands of people witnessed a massive triangular formation of lights flying silently over Phoenix, Arizona. The sheer scale of the event and the number of credible witnesses made it particularly compelling. The lights displayed unusual behavior, hovering and maneuvering in ways that are inconsistent with conventional aircraft. While official explanations were offered, many witnesses remain unconvinced.
And are there any other cases that are similar?
Yes. Another case that has parallels to the Carston Lights is the Belgian UFO wave in the late 1980s and early 1990s. Multiple witnesses, including Belgian Air Force personnel, reported seeing large triangular objects flying at low altitudes and exhibiting extraordinary maneuverability. Radar data confirmed the presence of these objects, but no conventional aircraft could be identified. The Belgian government even released a report acknowledging the unexplained nature of these sightings.
So how do these cases relate to the Carston Lights?
The similarities lie in the characteristics of the objects observed: silent flight, unusual maneuverability, and the presence of unexplained lights. In the Carston Lights case, the orbs and spheres of light are reminiscent of the lights seen in the Phoenix Lights and Belgian UFO wave incidents. The recurring theme of lights behaving strangely is a strong connection.
So, you're saying the Carston Lights could be part of a larger global phenomenon?
It's a possibility. UAP sightings have been reported all over the world, and they often share common characteristics. It's important to consider the possibility that we're dealing with a phenomenon that transcends national borders and conventional understanding.
And what about the reports of people experiencing strange effects after encountering the lights?
That's another common thread in UAP encounters. Witnesses have reported a wide range of physiological and psychological effects, from headaches and nausea to temporary memory loss and altered states of consciousness. These effects suggest that UAPs may be emitting some kind of energy or radiation that affects the human nervous system.
It's interesting that the Karsten Circle was also suspected of using a device that emitted some kind of energy.
That is a very interesting correlation. It might be that these circles are attempting to harness an energy that is also seen in these UAPs.
And what are your initial thoughts on the Karsten lights? Based on the reports we've gathered, we're dealing with strange orbs or spheres of light appearing silently in the night sky, moving in erratic patterns and vanishing without a trace.
Well, the first step is to rule out any conventional explanations. Could these lights be misidentified aircraft, weather phenomena, or even drones?
We've considered those possibilities, but many of the sightings defy easy explanation. Witnesses describe the lights as being unlike anything they've ever seen before. They move in ways that seem to defy the law of physics, and they exhibit characteristics that are not consistent with known aircraft or natural phenomena.
That's certainly intriguing. There are documented cases of UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena, that exhibit similar characteristics. For example, the Tic Tac incident reported by U.S. Navy pilots in 2004 involved an object that displayed extraordinary maneuverability and acceleration.
And there's also the gimbal video, of course, released by the Pentagon in 2017, which shows another UAP with seemingly impossible flight capabilities.
Exactly. These cases, along with many others, demonstrate that there are objects in our skies that we simply cannot explain with our current understanding of technology and physics.
So could the Karsten lights be UAPs? Could they be extraterrestrial in origin?
It's certainly a possibility. However, it's important to maintain a scientific approach and explore all possible explanations. We need to gather more data, analyze witness testimony, and if possible, obtain photographic or video evidence of the lights.
Yes, we've been trying to do that. We've set up cameras in areas where the lights have been seen frequently, and we're also encouraging residents to report any sightings that they have.
Yes, the more data we can gather, the better we can understand the nature of these phenomena. It's also important to consider the historical context. Karsten has a long history of strange occurrences and folklore associated with lights in the sky. Could there be a connection between these historical accounts and the modern sightings?
That's something we've been investigating as well. There's definitely a sense that Karsten is a place where the lines between reality and folklore blur. It's possible that these lights have been present for centuries and that they are somehow connected to the deeper mysteries of this town.
Indeed. The Karsten Lights case is a complex and intriguing one. It's a reminder that there's still much we don't understand about our world and the universe around us. By continuing to investigate and gather evidence, we can hopefully shed light on these mysteries and gain a deeper understanding of the unknown.
Dr. Davis, thank you for sharing your expertise with us. We're grateful for your insights and your willingness to help us explore the possibilities surrounding the Karsten lights.
You're very welcome. I'm eager to see what your investigation uncovers.
The Karsten lights remain an enigma, a puzzle that challenges our understanding of the world. But with continued investigation and open minds, we may one day uncover the truth behind these mysterious phenomena. The Search for Gillian Gold is written and presented by Stuart Wheeldon. The theme music is UFO Experimental by Bruno Magic. Welcome back to the Search for Gillian Gold. Last time we explored the disturbing history of the Blackwood Observatory and the cryptic journals of its founder, Elias Blackwood. We discovered his obsession with celestial alignments and his belief in opening portals to other dimensions. This week, we're delving into the shadowy underbelly of Carston, exploring the rumours of a secret society known as the Carston Circle, a group whispered to have ties to Blackwood and his experiments, a group that may still be operating in the shadows. Our research has uncovered fragmented accounts of the Carston Circle, dating back to the early 20th century, around the same time Blackwood was conducting his experiments. Locals describe them as a secretive group, composed of prominent families in Carston, who meet in secluded locations and perform strange rituals. We've managed to compile a partial list of these families, names that echo through Carston's history. The Athertons, the Claytons and the Vancers, names that carry weight and influence, even today. We spoke with a former resident of Carston who wished to remain anonymous about her experiences with the Carston Circle.
They were always different. The way they looked at you, like they knew something you didn't. My family, we weren't from Carston originally. We were outsiders, and they made sure we knew it. I remember once I accidentally stumbled upon one of their meetings. It was in the woods, near the old Blackwood estate. They were wearing robes, chanting. It was terrifying. I ran, and I never looked back. But I saw something else, a symbol, glowing faintly in the darkness. It was like the air itself was lit up, outlining this shape. It wasn't just painted or carved, it was embedded.
Sarah's account adds another disturbing detail, a glowing symbol. Not simply drawn, but seemingly integrated into the very fabric of the air. This aligns with other, more recent accounts we've gathered. Some have reported seeing fleeting, shimmering shapes in the woods, especially during the Carston Lights phenomena. We've discovered that Gillian, in her research, was also investigating the Carston Circle. Her notes contain several references to a group, among with names and symbols that we're still trying to decipher. One symbol, a stylised circle with a triangle inside, appears repeatedly in Gillian's notes, as well as in Blackwood's journals. We've also found this symbol etched into the walls of the Blackwood Observatory. Could this be the symbol of the Carston Circle? And what does it mean? Our research into ancient symbology suggests a connection to esoteric traditions and the worship of celestial bodies, specifically the alignment of certain constellations during specific solstices and equinoxes. We consulted Dr. Eleanor Vance, an historian specialising in occult societies. She pointed us towards a possible link to pre-Christian Celtic rituals, which often involved circles and triangles representing the earth, the sky and the spirit. But she also warned us these symbols can be twisted, corrupted, used for purposes far removed from their original intent.
The circle and triangle motif is deeply embedded in Celtic symbolism. The circle, in its most basic form, represents the cyclical nature of existence, the eternal return, the wheel of the year. It's the boundary, the sacred space. The triangle, often pointed upwards, is associated with the triplicity of the cosmos, earth, sky, and the spirit realm. It's also linked to specific deities, often those connected to wisdom and prophecy. In Celtic rituals, these symbols were used to create sacred enclosures, to channel energies, to commune with the other world. They were not merely decorative, they were functional, tools for manipulating the unseen. Now, the specific configuration we're seeing, a triangle within a circle, suggests a focus on the integration of these realms. It implies an attempt to bring the celestial or spiritual into the earthly sphere. This could be interpreted as a desire for enlightenment, a quest for higher knowledge. But as with any powerful symbol, it can be perverted. History is full of examples of sacred symbols being twisted for darker purposes. Consider the cult of Mithras, a mystery religion that spread throughout the Roman Empire. They adopted many symbols from earlier cultures, including solar and celestial motifs, but they used them in ways that emphasized hierarchy, control, and the attainment of personal power. The same can happen with Celtic symbols. A circle, meant to protect, can become a prison. A triangle, meant to elevate can become a weapon. And that's the danger here. These symbols, particularly within the context of the Karsten Circle and the Blackwood Observatory, suggest a deliberate attempt to harness and control powerful forces. Blackwood's obsession with celestial alignments, combined with the circle's rituals, points towards a desire to manipulate the very fabric of reality. The symbols are not just representations, they are active components of their rituals. They are keys, codes, tools. And if they've been corrupted, if they're being used for purposes far removed from their original intent, the consequences could be catastrophic.
Dr. Vance's words echoed with a chilling sense of historical precedent. The symbols, far from being benign relics of a forgotten past, were potentially active agents in a dangerous game. The Karsten Circle, armed with these corrupted symbols and Blackwood's dark knowledge, could be on the verge of unleashing something truly terrifying. We've also discovered a series of coded messages in Gillian's notes. They appear to be dates and times, possibly related to the appearance of the Karsten lights. We're working with a cryptographer to decode these messages, hoping they will shed light on the connection between the Karsten Circle, the lights, and Gillian's disappearance. One date, June the 21st, 2023, the summer solstice, is highlighted in Gillian's notes. This was just days before she disappeared. Was she planning to attend the Karsten Circle ritual? Did she know something that put her in danger? We've also noticed a reoccurring phrase in her notes. The convergence. What is the convergence? And why was she so focused on it? The Search for Gillian Gold is written and presented by Stuart Wheeldon. The music is UFO Experimental by Bruno Magic. Welcome to the extended bonus episode of The Search for Gillian Gold. We've reached a point in our investigation where the lines between human manipulation and something else have become blurred. We're grappling with the possibility that Karsten Circle's control is merely a layer in a far more complex and potentially alien reality. As you know, we've uncovered the Karsten Circle's iron grip on the town. They control everything from local businesses to the police force, using fear and disinformation as their primary weapons.
Remember, our control depends on their fear. The lights are our greatest asset. They see what they want to see, or rather, what they let them see. Unpredictable, mysterious, and just a little bit frightening. We keep them guessing. We keep them looking up, not looking too closely at what they are doing down here. Let them whisper about aliens. Let them talk about ancient curses. The more they speculate, the less they scrutinize. We control the narrative, we control their perception, and we control Karsten. And if anyone starts to ask too many questions, well, we have ways of discouraging them. Remember, information is power, and they are the source of all information.
Note the subtle change in the audio. The pronoun they is used more, and the mechanical undertone is new. This audio, along with other evidence, suggests that the Karsten Circle is acting on behalf of something else, something beyond human comprehension.
He was tall, wearing a dark coat, and he had thick-rimmed glasses. But there was something about his eyes. They weren't human.
Mrs. Henderson's description of the man with the glasses has taken a new, chilling dimension. We circulated a photo fit, and Mr. Davis, a pub landlord, recognised him.
That's him. Came in here a few nights before she went missing. Sat in the corner, very quiet. Ordered a pint, then just stared out of the window. He seemed nervous, kept looking over his shoulder. Then he got up, left half his drink and walked out. Didn't say a word, but I saw him in the reflection of the glass. He wasn't alone. There was Something behind him. Something I couldn't quite see. Something that wasn't there.
Mr. Davis's account suggests the man with the glasses is not acting alone. He's perhaps connected to something unseen, something potentially unexplainable.
We've found patterns in the light's appearances. They're controlled, yes, but the data, it's anomalous. The frequency shifts are beyond anything we understand. The movements, the energy signatures, they defy physics as we know it. We're dealing with something alien, something that's being manipulated, but also something that's manipulating us.
Lena's analysis of the Karsten lights has revealed a chilling truth. They are not just advanced technology, they are potentially of alien origin. The Karsten circle is controlling them, but for what purpose? Are they acting as intermediaries? Are they being controlled themselves? Gillian's notes on the police reveal not just corruption, but a deep-seated fear. Witness statements about the lights were not just dismissed, they were suppressed, as if the police were afraid of what they might reveal. We're starting to think that the person whose name was heavily circled and underlined in Gillian's notes is a point of contact, someone who communicates with the alien presence. The implications are terrifying. The Karsten circle control is not just about power, it's about compliance. Compliance, perhaps, with an alien agenda. The Karsten lights are not just a tool of manipulation. They are a conduit, a means of communication, a way of observing and influencing humanity. We are determined to uncover the truth, but we are facing something far greater than we imagined. We will continue to follow the leads, identify the man with the glasses, and uncover the truth about the person whose name was at the centre of Gillian's diagram. We will not rest until we understand the true nature of the lights and the alien presence that may be behind them. We're starting to think that we have stumbled into something that humanity is not ready for. Thank you for joining us on this bonus episode of the search for Gillian Gold. We will continue to provide updates, but we must warn you, the truth may be far more unsettling than we ever anticipated. The Search for Gillian Gold was presented and written by Stuart Wheeldon. The theme music is UFO Experimental by Bruno Magic.